Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Welcome to the Local Lowdown and find out what's happening in Lavaca County, Texas. Now here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for this edition of the March 27th and 28th issues of all the newspapers in Lavaca County, and you're listening to the Local Lowdown podcast with Murray, and Michelle is here. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm great, we're back.
We're back, finally together, not remotely, not having to have a guest, and
amazing.
We'll enjoy that while it lasts. And do you have anything in particular you want to say before we start into the obituaries? Do you want to do something first, or you want to come along after?
Let's go after.
Okay. We're going to start off then with, you want to talk about the Easter egg hunts?
No, I want to leave that to the end. You have to listen till the end.
Okay, that's a good way. So why don't we go ahead and do the obituaries?
All right, let's do them.
All right.
Kerman Darnell Lemons. Kerman Darnell Lemons passed away Thursday, March 14th, 2024. He was born on March 3rd, 1971. And to the Lemons family, we are getting that picture uploaded to the website very soon. Dorothy Ann Treptow-Seco. Dorothy Ann Treptow-Seco, 84 of Hallettsville, went to be with the Lord on Thursday, March 21st, 2024.
There, it's back. We lost the internet connection there for a second, folks. Go ahead, Michelle.
And I think I did those last week.
Yeah.
You want me to do them again?
No. What happened was she was in Hallettsville last week, or week before last, and then this week she was in Moulton. So somehow it got posted twice, but go ahead and read it.
Okay. Adela Ziegel Phillip of Moravia passed away of natural causes after a 6-month illness on Tuesday, March 12, 2024 at 9:02 p.m. at Shady Oak, Nursing and Rehabilitation in Moulton.
Okay.
And of course, we offer condolences to all of these families.
You bet. I want to say a little something here. Our sports editor here in Hallettsville, little Chucky Groff, I call him. He reminded me to remind y'all that all our spring sports are in full bloom. And
that was very creative of Chuck. Full bloom.
Yeah, and many things. How many sports we got? Track, we got baseball, softball, golf. What else? Tennis. I believe
and
that's all.
Soccer's just finished up.
Yeah.
So.
Now one of these schools was still in the playoffs. And I don't know, I hadn't seen the results. I believe that was Yoakum.
Yoakum and Hallettsville. Yoakum lost on Tuesday and Hallettsville lost on Monday.
Okay, well, they had a good run, and congratulations to them. And Chucky, if you're listening, we did inject what you wanted to have promoted. So
we don't always do what he says.
No, we usually ignore Chuck, but we were feeling in a better mood today because the sun's shining and all that. So,
although it's freezing cold where we are. I just want you guys to know.
When we came back here to our little studio in the place we call the White House, they had the thermostat set to 60. And so
it's a little chilly.
I set it up to 72, and it hasn't got there yet. So if you hear our teeth chattering, well, you'll know what it is. But Michelle's going to start us off now. We're going to go with the Hallettsville Tribune-Herald, the flagship of the Lavaca County newspaper.
And let me first start by saying thank you, Hansi. I miss you so much. But Hans threw out the best compliment that the Hallettsville front page was, I don't know the exact words. I'll just go with amazing. That sounds about right. And that it was beautiful. And Hans, you know I love a good compliment. So thank you very much. If you hate it, don't let me know. Oh, wait, because Murray already did.
Well, you need to tell everybody who Hans is. They may have forgotten it.
Hans is, well, I don't know because I didn't work with him very long, but Hans was a writer for the Yoakum Herald-Times. He also helped, of course, with other newspapers. And he has since moved on to some very cold state. Do you know where that state is? Minnesota. And so we miss him very much. He was a very creative, young heart man.
One other thing, too.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
He and I started this podcast.
They started the podcast, and I continue. And he knows I do a good job. He's going to compliment me on that next week.
I'm sure he will, yes. Okay, go ahead on.
Oh, yeah, I should keep talking. So opening day happened. I mentioned this last week that it was happening for a lot of the surrounding areas. So it happened in Hallettsville, Moulton, and Shiner last week. And so Riley Trilachek returned to her hometown. She, of course, played for Hallettsville High School. Then she went on to play for the Florida Gators, and she is now residing still in Florida. So Jimmy wrote a great article about kind of the history behind Little League, but it was a great opening day. I think Chuck said, I can't remember the number he said, but it was a lot of kids that are playing Little League. And you can see a large group behind Riley on this picture.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That picture looks like there was a bunch there.
So best of luck to them all season, and I hope most of all that they have fun and a great learning experience. Jimmy also wrote a great article regarding the bluebonnets. I know you guys see them. They're probably fixing to start disappearing, so get your pictures now. But if you're getting those pictures, please be careful. A lot of times snakes do lurk in those areas along with other creatures. Like fire ants are really bad. So I always recommend, especially if your kids are in like dresses or anything coming from the photography standpoint, they don't need to wear cute sandals. Let them wear boots. Cover that up.
Yeah, after our traumatic event in the office this morning, I don't know if we want to talk about ants or not.
Things crawling up people's pants.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In the middle of a staff meeting, somebody got stung, and
surprisingly, it wasn't me.
Nearly jumped out of his pants. But anyway,
remember that keyword, not Michelle.
We'll cut him a little slack. We won't
slacks.
We won't mention any names.
No,
but anyway,
just the youngest member of our staff. We'll go with that. Henry, I didn't give Henry credit, but okay, let's talk about why I didn't give Henry credit. So Henry had brought me a story last week about Easter. And I said, Henry, Easter's a week away. Let's do Palm Sunday. So he goes back like a good little boy and writes me a Palm Sunday story. Well, then I ask him for the Easter story this week, and he doesn't have it. He never wrote one, and I was like, but Henry, you brought it to me. He then finds the Easter story, miraculously.
No.
But he tells me, till this moment, he did not write this story. So I didn't know if I should give him credit or not, but I'm telling you, I remember Henry wrote this story. But it's a Christian holiday, which is a movable feast. So that's why it does not fall at the same time every year.
Exactly.
So, it doesn't even fall on the same day, because, like, when you think about it, Christmas and all those times do fall on the same date. They just move days. Right. Easter does not fall on the same date. So, the eclipse is coming. We have about a week. It'll be 2 Mondays from now. It is going to be a very anticipated event, and Bobby talks a little bit about that, what's going to happen. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a lot of people. I don't know how often it happens. You have to read about that. But go ahead. We'll have more information on how to view it safely coming up. But this is a good start to what's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks.
I think Jimmy said that here in Lavaca County, we wasn't going to see that much of it. I don't know.
I don't either. I did have to sign a permission slip for my daughter to view it at school. So I guess some of the schools, let us know if you're one of those schools that's going to be holding any kind of event. But they will be providing the protective wear, or so the permission slip said that I signed.
Well, they can't take any chances with that. You know, my daughter teaches school over in Guadalupe County, and they've already had to send out all those permission slips for the kids to be able to view it. And she was worried about, maybe one of the children would take their glasses off and hurt their eyes. So
talk to your kids and talk to yourself if you're an adult. Don't be curious. Don't ruin your eyesight. Eyesight's super important. We do have Commissioner's Court, and we have that in this week's paper. All of these have jumps. And then we are going to take a look back 50 years ago with Chuck Groff, if you want to do that. Does Henry have a new... Oh, Wayne Adams won, so congratulations. Oh, goodness. This one's for you, Murray. Translate the Czech word. Go for it.
No, I can't say that. I ought to be able to.
Vera. I'm going to have to ask Henry. Sorry. I don't know.
Or maybe you need to spell it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Posledni. Second word, Veccra. And I have my glasses on, so that's scary.
Yeah. Well, I wonder now, that'll give some of you folks that are of the Czech persuasion and Bohemian persuasion, maybe you need to start listening to this podcast if you're not already.
Yeah, you could win.
You could win, That's right. What else you got?
We will be closed tomorrow for Easter, for Good Friday, but to begin our Easter holiday. So make sure that you realize that all newspaper offices are closed in our area, which is Yoakum, Shiner, Hallettsville, and of course we run the Moulton and Luling out of our office. So if you're needing to get in touch with us, you can email us, but don't expect one back till Monday morning. But please still get your ads in. Noon is still our deadline on Monday, and we'll be cutting it very tight this week because we won't be here tomorrow to start that work.
Ads and articles.
So
got to observe that deadline if possible.
Easter is definitely coming up, so we have a lot of different talk about Easter and the services. A lot of churches send in their services. And then we have the 2 coloring pages. So while y'all are at home for the long Easter holiday, I think most schools have Friday and Monday off.
Right.
Have your kids do these coloring pages, send it in or drop it by the Tribune Herald office, and you guys have a chance to win. We have some great judges, I promise you. But they are pretty hardcore, so make sure your kids do their best. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, that are helping us put on these this coloring contest, and they're all shown below. Make sure you support them because they support us and your children, and we appreciate it. Then we have the sports page by Mr. Chuck Groff.
Little Chucky Groff.
Chuck this week gave us a run for our money, which is not a normal occurrence from Chuck, but a little more exciting.
It had 3 or 4 people in there trying to figure out how to get his page set up because his computer is old and wore out, kind of like he is. So anyway, they got it done. It looks real nice. It's real nice. Got a nice masthead on it.
Yeah,
and,
I wonder who did that.
I don't know.
Someone amazing.
You've already got enough compliments from Hans. You don't need any more from me.
Well, I didn't get a compliment. This is my first from Murray in a long time. So I'm going to take it and live and bask in the glory of the moment.
Well, but go ahead on with it.
I think that I deserve all the compliments because while Chuck had to be relocated, he was relocated next to me. And if you've ever known Chuck to be quiet, you must have known him on a sick day.
Well, I got a little story to tell about that. Okay. When I first started doing the paginating the papers and putting the pages together, when I first came to work in the office, I had already been working here but I had been more out in the field and doing things like that. But so while I was learning, they put me in the front office with all the girls, and believe me, that didn't last very long. They moved my butt to the whole back of the building, and I wasn't near as obnoxious as he is. So I don't know what was going on.
I don't know what was going on either, but I told Ani that I am requesting a change in venue.
I don't blame you.
If this is how it's going to stay, because I was all over the place. Like, I had so many mistakes, and I didn't know what page I was on or what I was doing. And from jokes to singing to whatever, Chuck is going to give it to you and give it to you all day long.
Well, they need to keep him in there behind that glass door.
Yes, there's a reason he's back there. No doubt about that. But he's going to have more in his next week paper on the relays, tennis, Little League, all of that stuff that got left out because we tried to quickly help him put this together. Now let me talk to y'all about Murray's thing this week, okay? So, am I human? Yes. Do I make mistakes? Yes. Do I forget things? Yes. Was Chuck maybe singing at that moment? Probably. But Murray did take this picture on the Angel of Goliad story. It is a great picture. Did I give him credit? Absolutely not. So here it is, Murray. It's amazing.
Well, you know, I was kind of proud of that picture, not only because that I took it, for one thing, but it's got a whole lot of Photoshop in it.
Oh.
This picture, when you look at it, and here I am admitting something that I probably should have took credit for the whole thing. That picture had 3 telephone poles across here. It had a gravel road coming up here. And I'm showing Michelle all this, but if y'all read it and see the picture, just know that there was a lot of Photoshop work went on with that picture, not only being taken, but that's one of the things that I like to give a lot of praise to this new technology we got, because believe me, this would not have been the same picture just as it came out of the camera.
Yeah.
But it's about the Angel of Goliad, and for you historians, you know that on Palm Sunday, General Santa Anna of the Mexican Army had over 300 men that had surrendered. He had them taken out and shot. And back in those days, they had the way things worked, or when you surrendered your army, generally you promised never to take up arms against your enemy again, and they let you go home. And so when Fannin surrendered his troops, the Mexican officer in charge promised him the same thing, and he accepted it. And then Santa Anna overturned that and had them all murdered. Now, the connection that this has got to Lavaca County is one of the men that escaped from that shooting. His name was Isaac Hamilton, and he is buried in Old Moulton. So that's the story, the tie to Lavaca County. And the other thing is, he was helped to get away by the Angel of Goliad. So, if you get a chance, give the story a read and go
It appears
by.
in several, right? Moulton had it, I know.
Well, I think it got in most of them. I went to that gravesite a long time ago. It's probably been 15, 20 years ago, and the grave was there. I went and found it. And it's just near the Old Moulton Church, Old Moulton Baptist Church, and you folks in Moulton, you'll know where that's at. So that's the story. And I know
And
Michelle
he's sticking to it.
she just made the mistake, and
It happened.
but I had to call her on it because she was getting all these damn compliments, and I was getting a little sick of that. So
All
anyway,
right, we're done with Hallettsville.
all right,
Can you believe it?
we're going to move on over now to her favorite newspaper out of her favorite town, the Shiner Gazette. What you got?
All right, and of course we had opening ceremonies in Shiner too, so there's some great pictures from that day, and we're happy to see how many kids always show up and play. It's a great community. No, I mean, like, when you go out to the Lily Field and all these kids are playing and families and eating popcorn, it's just kind of heartwarming. I really love it. It's building teamwork. It's great. But just remember, they are kids learning a game when you're out there. Maybe not so much yelling at them.
Exactly, and not so much yelling at the umpires at a Little League venue.
And so Shiner did get the Angel of Goliad in. I am seeing that now. We have, of course, like I said, most of the newspapers have some Easter services listed that the church has sent in, and we'll, of course, talk about Easter egg hunts going on later. The Shiner OAP, I did go, Murray.
Good.
I went to the Shiner one-act play last Sunday. My schedule freed up, and thanks to Coach Wink, who is the director of the play, I contacted her, and Patricia and I got to go and get tickets, and it was a great play. A little over my head. I know that's hard to believe.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know much about space and astronomy and astrology and all of that, which is a lot what the play is based on. But I learned a lot, and I did, when they said Hubble, I did know the Hubble telescope, so I wasn't completely... my daughter said she didn't understand the content of the play, but she thought they did an amazing job. But she's 12, so
well, you know, those kids in those one-act plays, they work mighty hard. One of my daughters was big in that, and of course she's my kid, so I was really proud of her. But she did well, and it takes a kid that is not shy, for sure, to get up in front of an audience and do these things. So they're to be complimented. And Moulton they have a nice one-act play group too, so that's good.
Good luck to these kids as they advance on. I know Shiner, I feel like they should do really well, because watching them, to me, they were amazing, and those kids did awesome. So we have the coloring contest also in Shiner, and thank those sponsors. Same thing.
You bet.
Make sure you're getting it in. It is, although it's Easter, it isn't due till April the 10th. I didn't say that earlier. So you have some time, but like I said, you have a nice long weekend. Make it part of your Easter festivities.
Yeah, folks, we have to give these sponsors a whole lot of credit, because none of these things could be done without them. So shop local when you can, because these people help out your communities, gives us the opportunity to get this news out to you.
And now let's talk about Mark Luby. Now, Chuck couldn't finish but one page of his, but in the quote of Chuck that spring is in full bloom with tons of sports, Mark Luby has 3 pages of sport. So a lot going on, some great pictures. Mr. Howard Essie has been helping contribute. Chuck got one in. Mark's probably has some I'm not seeing, but you see the golf, you see some Sweet Digs, which that is a youth team that's going on as well, some still basketball accolades, so make sure you're checking all those out. There's also more youth on the 3rd page, so looks like Mr. Essie got some more pictures. He does some great action shots, so thank you to him for his time and helping us out.
You betcha. We appreciate all these people that help us with these pictures, and there's times when we don't have a large enough staff here to cover everything, and so when you contribute photos, it's great. It helps us out a bunch, and we make every effort we can to give you credit for those pictures that you share with us.
And if I don't, it's not on purpose, because you sent it in, because if you work here, sometimes I don't get credit.
In my case, she doesn't really care whether I get credit or not, but
sometimes it just happens.
But anyway, we do appreciate you folks, and keep helping us out, and we'll give you credit every chance we can.
Now, the Lions Club, they had their Pivo and Kolaches run last week. I got the opportunity to attend. Shout out to John Zach. He is the husband of Ani, our office manager, and he got 3rd place.
All right, John.
I mean, obviously the man could run and drink beer.
Yeah.
But he did a great job, and it's a really fun event. There may be more pictures next week, but also at that event, or with the Lions Club, they purchased the bench that went in the Green-Dixon Park in honor of Owen Murkowski. So make sure you're always, I know Rotary Club, I was at their meeting yesterday in Shiner, and they are also having a raffle right now that's starting to go on, and they're selling raffle tickets. Guys, let us know about this. We'll be happy to talk about it, but also make sure you're supporting all these people in your communities. They work really hard to keep us small, but also keep us having events and different things going on.
Well, tell them about your group where they can send things and share things with us.
Okay, it's called Local Lowdown, and it's on Facebook. What else do I say?
Well, no, that's good enough. It's a public group, and that's where this podcast is sort of based out of that group. And that's how we get our information, from people to contribute and tell us things that are going on. And then when we do the podcast, then we can put it on the air and share it with other people. So we appreciate you being on that. We have grown considerably since we started that group. And I think we had over 170 members just right off the bat. But one other thing before we leave Shiner.
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't have to look. I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself, but don't you have a fireman's barbecue coming up over there?
It is, I'm not sure of the date. It is in April. Maybe I don't know.
Well, no, that's okay. The reason I brought it up is because I attend that nearly every year because of the car show. I'm a big car buff fanatic. And what's really interesting, I'll share this with you. I had a computer crash on me a long time ago, and just recently I found some backup files, and I've got pictures of that car show from as far back I think as 2013.
Wow.
So, but anyway, if you love cars and you love good barbecue, go check that out. I don't know the date yet.
Oh, I have it. It's Saturday, April 13th.
Okay, there you go. That's not that far away.
No,
So
it's not.
keep it in mind. And now we're going to go jump on over to Yoakum, Michelle, and see what we got going
what's
on.
going on? So, Commissioner's name, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and Clayton wrote a story on that. This is probably Clayton's best story. Now, everyone breathe that I'm giving Clayton Kelly a really big compliment. I give Clayton a very hard time. I really do. But he's young and he can take it, and it's a way for him to grow and learn. That's how I look at it. But it's the Yoakum African American Cemetery gets improvements. It is very interesting how many unmarked graves they did find. Why they were unmarked is most likely because of slavery during that time. And so it is very interesting. They are going to add a QR code. So when you go up, you can scan, and the marked graves, or the graves that they know,
Where
you'll be able to
exactly?
find it.
Where exactly is that located? Do you know offhand? Does it say where in Yoakum, or I don't see it?
See that.
Well, I'm sure the folks over there know where it's at, but that's something that would be really interesting to go check out. You know,
Yeah.
as far as just from a history standpoint, and perhaps you may have some ancestors there. You never know.
Yeah, and he could tell, like, if it was a child's grave or an adult grave. So definitely read it. It was very interesting. And I'll be honest with you, I don't say that much.
Well, you know, I was thinking that we had a story on that before.
It
long
was
time
something,
ago.
but it was a little different, they said. But I don't
I
know.
think Hans might have wrote something
Yeah.
about that. But anyway, we're really happy to have it in here in this paper.
We miss you, Hans.
You bet. Well, she misses you more than I do, Hans. No, just joking. He used to give me compliments, but it's been a long time.
A long time. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. But anyway, we hope Hans is staying warm. He couldn't take this Texas heat, so he went to Minnesota. So I bet he's getting a belly full of coal now.
Yeah. He went the opposite way, for
Yes, he
sure.
did.
They're starting to talk about Tom Tom. It's going to be coming up. So make sure you guys get ready for that great festival in Yoakum. There's also a lot of the closures. Like I said, all of us tried to get who sent those in the paper. We have an obituary from Yoakum. It is Paul Anthony. Ooh, I'm
Spell
very
it.
sorry.
Spell it.
It's Ivicic. And he was 63 and he passed away March 18th. He was born January 31st, 1961 in Houston to Elton John and Vesta Lee. Her maiden name was Shimmick, and then the Ivicic. I'm sorry, I just don't want to totally destroy
Yeah,
it.
it's better to spell it than to say it wrong, I think.
So we got a lot going on in the Moulton. just make sure you're looking. Of course, they got the Angel of Goliad. They're going to have their sports start. Well, there's a little bit track and field starts on one of the pages. It's hard to get this all in, guys, because there is a lot going on. But we do have lots of sports from from Yoakum, sorry. And Yoakum also was one of the soccer teams that went all the way and were still playing on Monday or Tuesday, and they did lose, but congrats on a great season.
We need to thank our sponsor, the hospital. Where is it?
Gonzalez Healthcare.
Yeah, Gonzalez Healthcare supports this paper, or our papers, very good, as well do a bunch of other folks, and we do appreciate that.
And Eddie's Foods also has that they celebrated a safety milestone, so read about that. They are one of the bigger businesses going on in Yoakum. It's the Molten Eagle.
The Molten Eagle. Well, I have a lot of interest in this one because...
Although you didn't wish anyone happy Easter.
It's my little paper. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into that, folks, but there was a rule that was observed by some and a rule that was ignored by others. And I might be the only one, I think I am, that observed the rule. So,
the rest of us just didn't quite have the whole understanding.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell about what it is, but anyway, we have the Angel of Goliad on the front page, and guess what? She did get her caption.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Photo by Murray Montgomery, in case you didn't know.
And we have the Molten Little League kicked off their opening ceremony.
That's a good picture. Who took that one?
I don't know. That was a contributed picture. And
whoever did, that is a great one.
Yeah, I had a selection to pick from, and I love that particular picture, so that's the one I picked. And it came from the Molten Little League.
Oh, you did get one.
And we do appreciate you folks at the Molten Little League for sending us that photo, because we didn't have anybody available to take one. And whoever took that particular photo that's on the front page, that's a great shot, and thanks a bunch for sending it. And what do you have there? The town crier.
We do. Mark Jalufka celebrated a 50th anniversary at Smith Farms in Flatonia.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when you work somewhere 50 years, you have definitely been a strong worker for them.
Yeah, we've got somebody here that's worked 2 jobs.
Oh, Henry
over
Joe.
50 years, yeah. And that's Henry's column.
It is. It's a good one.
We always had that column in the newspaper, but it didn't really do much because we didn't have anybody in particular doing it. So when they gave me the opportunity to do the Molten Eagle, I immediately thought of that little fella that does the town chatter, Henry Joe Yashik. And I said, Henry, why don't you take Town Crier and Molten? And he jumped on it like a bug on a rug, and he's done a great job. But this is a retirement story, and we don't get a lot of those in because this one in particular was fairly long, and we didn't. But we did get it all in. So thanks for sending that to us, and they actually sent it over our email that we told them to use for Molten. So we appreciate that.
So we're very thankful. Hopefully it's going to continue to grow. Molten's first 100 years, this was a story written by Murray. It's amazing when you look at that. If you have been to downtown Molten and kind of stood on their downtown area, like, this is very resemblance.
Yeah.
Resembles it.
You know, I ran that picture on Facebook a while back, and it got a whole lot of action out of Molten folks, and I had actually already written a story about Molten's first 100 years. It came out of a book I found in my files, but when I got so much reaction to this picture in the paper, I went ahead and did another story, including some more businesses and some more names. So
very interesting. Make sure you check that out, especially if you're from Molten. I'm sure a lot of it will hit home a lot more than the rest, but definitely read it. It is a good one for sure. Of course, Henry's Easter article. Make sure you check that out. It is yours, Henry. He doesn't, I don't think. Oh, he does. He listens to our podcast because Murray makes him.
Yeah. Well, when I asked him if he listened to it, he said, I can't get on Facebook. He said, well, okay, so I'll play it for you. So he has to listen to it whether he likes it or not because he's in the office right next to me. And so I just turn the volume up real loud, and then he'll start commenting on it, and so we know we were successful.
Right. You always want to get Henry's success. There is Moulton Sports. Boys basketball has still received some awards. The Kittens, they play Schulenburg tonight, so I may actually go
really?
watch them. Well, I guess, yes. So softball plays Schulenburg, which, of course, if you don't know, that's where my husband still coaches. And I will say that they do have a very young team along just as Schulenburg does, but they have a very strong pitcher. And so congrats to her. I saw her pitch. This is actually my second game I may attend of my husband's.
Well,
and they were both against Moulton. So.
While you're over there, or wherever they're having it,
Yeah.
if Luby's not there,
Take a picture?
take a picture.
Will I get credit?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. We may have to do a payback. But, yeah, get a picture and get the name of whoever the picture is, and that'd be great.
So
But if Luby's there, well, we don't
I'll
want
let
to tread
her-
on his toes.
I'll let him take over.
There you go.
I think he probably will be at some softball game tonight, but I do believe that because of the Easter holiday, most people are playing tonight. So that's where it gets a little hard to get to all the places. Howlett Galleries, Western Art Student Exhibit winners. You can see them there. I'm a big fan of the art, so that's amazing to me. I love looking at it. Go check it out. And that's it.
That's it. Well, it doesn't take long to go through 6 pages. But anyway,
It sure takes long to put them together.
yes, it does. It takes a lot longer to put them together than it does to read them.
And I do want to point that out. When Murray says paginator, it is a weird word. But what is a paginator, Murray?
Well, that's a good point. Years ago, we used to do what we call cut and paste, and we'd have a page the size of the page in the newspaper, and we actually had to cut out our pictures, cut out our articles, and post them on that page, stick them to the page, and then take the page into the dark room. We had a big old camera that shot a picture of the whole page, and it produced a negative, just like the old photographs, and we went from there. Then we gradually got to the point where we were doing them on the computer, and that's what Michelle and I do now. We actually, all the pages that you see in these newspapers, in the case of Hallettsville and Moulton, it's Michelle and I, and then Yoakum has their people and Shiner and so forth. But it's kind of like taking the computer and having a page open and putting together a big puzzle, each page, and trying to get everything in and make it look halfway decent. I don't know where they came up with that name, paginate. Maybe we need to look that up.
Maybe.
But that's basically what it is. So anyway, you want to jump on over and let's say a little bit about Luling. You'll see
Sure.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's on the end there, and you might just say what they have. And
Yes, Bobby, was this article by Bobby or by Nicole? I'm not real sure. But it's a talk of the two Curtises. So you can see they're spelled differently, but they're both in the religious field. We'll say that.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a fun play on their names and a great story about that. Nicole, of course, we love you. You do a great job. There is definitely some Little League going on there too, just like everywhere else. Luling Sports. This is a great picture. You can see that girl is barely holding on to her glasses. So I'm not sure who took that picture. I think it was Nicole, but great job there to catch that.
I love seeing these pictures of these little fellas at those Little League games, girls and boys. They are cute. You know it. It's funny to see when you go to one of those. When my grandsons were little and playing, it'd be funny to go watch it. The ones that were in the outfield, they might be picking flowers or picking their nose or
Yeah.
not interested too much.
And when a ball is hit, they all run for it.
Yeah.
It's everyone's ball. But
You know, talking about baseball, this is a opening day for the major leagues.
who do the
The
Astros
big
play?
boys.
We
I
should
don't
ask
know.
Jimmy.
I do
man.
not know, but
Jimmy knows. I know he
guarantee
knows.
you, yeah. But the folks, the reason we always try to bring Luling into the picture is because our company owns the Luling newspaper as well as all the newspapers in Lavaca County. So we like to give them a shout out with this podcast and include them. And by the way, you know, you folks in Luling can send us material that if you would like something mentioned on this podcast, go to the local lowdown group on Facebook and give us some ideas. Tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about.
Murray, my chair is squeaking.
Yeah, I know that. I heard that.
It's a new one, too.
Well, let's go on now, Michelle, and talk about the Easter egg hunts.
All right, so we have several going on, and thank you for those. I know it was kind of a last minute throw out there for me yesterday. It was yesterday evening that I put out if there was any Easter egg hunts to please send them in. So we're going to mention those who did contribute. Thank you very much for taking the time to do that. And then some that we know about or we found or our office staff knew about. So it won't be all of the ones in the area, and we will try to get better at putting that information to gather it sooner. I will work harder to do my best on that. But also, please, guys, send it in. We appreciate it. Before we ask, send it in. So go ahead, Murray.
No, I was just I'm probably getting ahead of you about the Sacred Heart and all
Okay.
that.
Well, I'm going to mention there's ones I know in Shiner, and there's 3. One is today, so I'm not sure how soon Murray's going to get this up, and how soon you guys are going to listen to it. But the Shiner Nursing and Rehab has one today, March 28th. Easter Bunny photos start at 4:30, and the hunt starts at 5 o'clock. Shiner First United Methodist Church has one on Saturday at photos starting at 9:30 and hunt starting at 10. And then the Spetzel Brewery as well has one on Saturday with the Easter Bunny who's coming at 11 and the hunt starts at 12. So you can actually hit up 2 on Saturday right there. Now, there's some in Howtesville. You want to do those?
No, I don't remember exactly when the times were, but I think they said after Mass.
Yeah, Sacred Heart has theirs after the 8 o'clock a.m. Mass on Sunday, and St. Mary's has it at 9:15 a.m. And that is according to Chuck Groff, so if it's wrong, I do.
And Jimmy, too. I think Jimmy got confirmation a while ago.
For Sacred Heart.
Yeah,
So.
but I wonder about the nursing home over in Moulton. You know, now that I've thought about it, I don't know if there's a way we can find out in time to get it on here, but any of you folks in Moulton that are listening, if you know that they're having an Easter egg hunt, would you send that information to the local Lowdown podcast at the local Lowdown group? We may not be able to get it in time for the podcast, probably won't, but we can at least put it up on the group and let people know about it. So, you don't see anything?
I don't see anything on Facebook, so.
Okay. All right. Well, what else? You got anything else?
Well, on Monday when we come back to work, it's going to be April Fool's Day. Are you worried?
No. You know, I have some kind of sad ties to that day.
Oh, no.
Because that's my sister's birthday, and she passed away a long time ago, back in 95. But she was born in 1947. I'll have to do the math to see how old she would be. But she was a sweetheart, and April Fool's Day, she took a lot of ribbing because of when her birthday was. But
77.
77. But anyway, happy birthday, Linda Sue Montgomery. But I don't want to drop a sad note on it because it's a good time to have fun too. So.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have a few jokes here, you think?
Oh, yeah, there'll always be some.
We almost celebrate April Fool's Day every day. So,
Yeah, we could do that at this office for sure.
I mean,
Because I'm not going to call them fools. but I'll just call them characters. But
we work with
we
some people.
Even that old boy that got the ant in his pants. But there again, we won't mention no names.
No,
but we won't go by age either.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to leave that at that because I don't want to embarrass him, because he like to gave me a heart attack because I thought he was having a heart attack. And I guess when you get an ant in your pants, well, maybe it is time to jump around a little bit.
I mean, my first initial reaction, it was like, what's going on? But then at the same time, I was concerned, and normally I would just yell at him for being obnoxious, like irritating. But then I was really concerned, so I just was like, "Are you okay?" I mean, let's just.
Oh, then he had to run to the restroom and check it out, and be sure that the creature wasn't still alive, moving around in there. But he survived, and we survived, and
we made it through the rest of the meeting, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And during that meeting, so we go around, so a little tidbit about our meeting. We go around to discuss what we could be writing about, what we should be writing about, what Michelle did wrong, all those fun things. And I mentioned how I learned that you spend a year of your life on the toilet.
Well, and I had a little something to say about that, because I've been feeling a little sickly this last week, and so I think I'm way ahead of the game.
So Murray thinks he spends more. So what do you guys think? Do you think a year of your life is spent on the toilet or more?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they mean like the time actually spent or the amount of times you go. That's questionable.
Well,
I like peace and quiet, so I spend some time there.
A lot of people do it just not so necessarily to do their business,
right,
as to read and check out Facebook on their phone.
I spend a lot of Facebook hours on the toilet.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that was a good tidbit. And I also learned that sloths, they're like slow, very slow. And it takes a month for them to digest a single leaf of food. So even their digestive system is slow.
Good Lord. I didn't really know that, to be honest with you.
I somehow knew I was going to tell you something you didn't know.
Oh, well, yeah. That's not hard to do in my case.
And I'm going to try really hard. So I know this will be past Easter. But growing up around this area, I grew up in Shiner. But most people in the area that our newspapers cover, they probably are familiar with the tradition of Easter nests because we're a very German community.
German
Czech. But however, I realized when I went off to college and met people from other places, they had no clue what an Easter nest was. Why would I be making a nest? Why don't I just have a basket? So this is my thing. I'm going to put it up on our local lowdown, so be ready for it. I'm going to ask, have you made an Easter nest or do you just use an Easter basket? And if you have a picture of you or your kid's Easter nest this year, please, I will ask that you send it in. But I'm going to try to get one of these lovely gentlemen, Murray, Jimmy, or Henry, to do a little story. I would say Clayton, but he's always so busy.
Well, you need to let Yashik or Jimmy do it because
you're so busy.
Well, not only that, but you're right about that. But they're more of that brought up in that time.
I definitely think it's a Henry Joe story.
Exactly.
But we're going to see where that tradition comes from because it isn't. I mean, oddly, I was shocked, but it is not something that everyone does. And how that came in effect, and I've looked it up a little bit, so it is very interesting. And so we're gonna, if it doesn't get in the paper next week, I assure you we'll talk about it on this podcast.
Oh yeah. One other thing, and I may be past the time, but thanks garbage truck for rolling through here.
Better than passing gas.
We need some sound effects. Well, it's not a garbage truck.
What is it?
It's some kind of food truck. There's a restaurant on both sides of this newspaper, folks. So
the fact that we don't all weigh 2,000 pounds is absolutely amazing.
Lord. Now, I was going to ask about the Discover magazine. Is that deadline passed, or is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't really know, but.
All right. I was trying to remember because I know we had talked about it many times before, And I couldn't remember exactly what the deadline was for people to get their advertising and stories or whatever they do.
Yeah, the ads I think were due this week.
Okay.
So I think we're getting close. Oh no, that was for fiddlers. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm
All
crazy.
you gotta do is call the office
Yeah.
and find out.
Find out when I'm sitting at my desk with those dates. I do want to give a final shout out. I think we'll probably post on our local lowdown podcast page. It was a video done by the Shiner Royalty wishing Ms. Dallin Peshek good luck as she travels to Houston this weekend to participate in the Ms. Houston Teen Texas pageant. And we're very excited. She has done an amazing job this year of representing the town of Shiner and leading the rest of those kids. It takes a strong person. She deals with a lot of personalities, and sometimes we're in heat, sometimes we're in cold, sometimes the days are long. But she has done a great job, and I know that she will do Shiner proud. It is a very big event, a very big stage. So she's already a winner in our eyes, but I know she will do great things. But good luck, have fun, and we will have the results for you next week on that.
Speaking of that, do you know of any benefits going on over there for any people or children or
I don't, and I will give an update though on the Ainsley story. She did have her surgery yesterday, and as far as the last update I read, the surgery went shorter than expected, and although it was a very exhausting day, things seem to be going well. I don't think they've gotten the results of everything yet as the last update I see, but best of luck in her recovery. I know it's still a kind of a long road, but I mean, 1 in a million, Murray. That's amazing.
That is.
And so I know that with those odds and all the prayers and her army behind her, she will get through this time and come out successful.
And those prayers will continue to flow towards her, no doubt about that. Okay. Are you ready to say goodbye, or am I supposed to do it first?
Okay, well, I'm going to do it first today. I want to be first. Right. I want to wish everyone a very, very happy Easter. Make sure you understand the sacrifices that are always made, not just, of course, by the sacrifice that was made hugely at the Easter season, but that no matter what, the hard times, you can see that even Jesus suffered in the end, are rejoiceful, great times, and what he has given us is the gift of life every day. And make sure you celebrate that, and you do your best to be kind to others and give to others, and remember that life is a blessing, and celebrate that this weekend. Have a happy Easter with all your family. Much love from Murray and I, and I'm going to sign out. All
right, well, I'm going to say this. I didn't mean to throw any sad moments on the April Fool, but happy April Fool's Day to all of you.
Have some fun.
Have some fun. If you want to call Chuck Groff and call him April Fool, that'll be all right with the rest of it.
Yeah, please call in. Tell him that his pants are on fire.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you have any ant spray, you might want to share some with us. But that's going to be all from me, friends. So we will see you next week. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.